This orange 513A is my favorite and probably the most intricate lead climb I've ever projected. I worked on this climb for over 3 months and I was still finding beta optimizations and technique improvements to the very end. So it starts off with this sequence that requires a lot of finger strength but also very precise footwork, and without the perfect foot beta these moves feel impossible. The primary crux of this route is getting through these slopers. They're very slippery and it's easy to lose your feet, but if your feet cut here, there's no way you'll have energy to complete the whole route. It took me several weeks to even get to the point where I could get through these moves, but I was still cutting feet all the time. And after more weeks of practice, I was finally able to consistently get through this sequence in isolation, quickly, efficiently, and without losing my feet. The secondary crux of this route comes at the very end, where you're traversing across, again, very slippery slopers and have to make this dynamic move on awkward feet to a sloper finish. So after a couple months of work, this is my first real solid attempt on this route. And you can see at this point I have the beginning really dialed. I'm moving quickly through this sequence as precisely as possible, but basically rushing to this right heel hook, left hand on the semi-jug rest. I don't rest here for too long because it is near the beginning of the route, but I try to preserve a little bit and get back a little bit of energy. So I rock my right toe into a heel toe cam, which makes this next sequence really nice, and then a left heel hook while my right hand's on this bad crimp to get the clip. Now I move into the sloper crux and I get through it very quickly, very cleanly without losing feet. Next, there's this really powerful and cool stand-up move. It takes a lot of energy, but once you get stood up on the feet, you feel pretty good. Now, I'm shaking out the right hand quickly here, but it's not really a rest. You can see I don't even really have enough energy to clip from there, but it's just a little bit of energy back. An awkward match on this hold. These holds are not as good as they might look. They're quite slopey and there's not a lot of space in the back. Now there's this cool sideways sort of upside down foot to get that clip and to rock into position. Then a right toe hook here before I jump up to the feet and get on the head wall. Now at this point I have a slightly different sequence for the end where I go left, and I made it to the final hold on this attempt but wasn't able to stick that last move. Really is not the best hold. So around a week later, I've tried a few more times, and at this point, the route is going down tomorrow morning. So this is my last day, my last session on the route, and I'm feeling strong. I get through this crux, but I lose my right toe there, and that's really not good. And that ends up costing me the final move. So after about 25 minutes of rest, I go for attempt number 2. The gym closes in 5 minutes at this point. This is my final attempt, the final day, the culmination of 3 or more months worth of projecting on this route. And once again, I sprint to this first rest. I have that beginning sequence really dialed. It does take a fair amount of finger strength, but if I get through it quickly, I'm okay. Into the heel toe cam on the right foot, into the left heel hook and the clip. Now, I really have to get this crux perfect if I have any chance of sending here. And I get it good. I keep the right toe in. It was a little slower through the sequence because I was trying to make sure the technique was right, but I got through it without wasting too much energy. The stand-up is efficient. And again, I take this little shakeout with the right hand. I have a little bit of chalk on my right side of my shorts too, so I can get some there. And now on to the big powerful move. So really awkward match here, but you just got to do it quickly. And these next two moves, clip quickly, get the foot, and get up quickly. Now here's this sort of upside down sideways foot, and get this clip and this cool traverse sequence with the right toe. So as I jump, release the right toe and bring it up for a sort of ninja jump. And now I have the final clip and 2 more moves on these terribly slippery slopers. Can I land it? And I don't quite make it. So that was my last chance. The route's going down and I didn't quite get to send it, but I learned a lot from that route and it was really a wonderful experience. My first 13A will have to wait for another day.